But first, we begin tonight's program with a mystery, that ancient riddle that has baffled humanity. What is a woman? Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking it's a question so obvious that it barely needs thinking about. Women are, well, women, you know, females. And how do I know what a female is? Well, you just know, don't you? I mean, if you want to get technical, women have vaginas rather than penises. And if you want to get scientific, well, women have a different set of chromosomes to men. In Canberra, though, well, simplicity is a hate crime. And things aren't nearly so clear-cut, especially when you're the Sex Discrimination Commissioner. Dr. Cody appeared at a Senate committee hearing yesterday and was asked about a court case in which she gave evidence in support of a biological man who wanted to access a female-only app. Which makes you ask, why would the Sex Discrimination Commissioner advocate for a man wanting to access female-only spaces? Well, I hope you're sitting down.
Roxanne Tickle is not a man. She is a trans woman, and so she has gone through various processes and has transitioned, and she's a trans woman.
Whoa, what gender alchemy is this? According to the nation's Sex Discrimination Commissioner, a biological man, is there any other kind, can go through various processes and become a woman? That does not sound right. The Sex Discrimination Commissioner is a doctor, though. I'm sure she can clear it up for us.
What sort of chromosomes does she have? XX or XY?
I can't answer that, Senator.
You can't?
No, I can't answer that.
Wow.
Sorry, my bad. Dr. Cody is a doctor of philosophy.
Let's come back to that. Can someone who was born in XY chromosomes change to XX chromosomes? A male change to female?
I don't believe so, but I'm not a scientist.
Now, I'm no scientist either, but I'm fairly sure that various processes won't turn a Y chromosome into an X, unless the process involves Photoshop.
If their chromosomes are XY, then their chromosomes, I don't believe they can change, but as I repeat, I'm not a scientist.
The Sex Discrimination Commissioner doesn't think a man can become a female, but, like I said, her doctorate is in philosophy, not science, so there's always a chance that Arthur could become Martha. It raises an interesting point on our education system, though, does it not? This is a woman who has a Bachelor of Arts, a Bachelor of Laws and a doctorate in philosophy from the University of New South Wales. So she's educated enough to argue how many angels could fit on the head of a pin, but not qualified to say what a woman is. Perhaps we're being too hard on the University of New South Wales. Dr. Cody also went to Harvard. And Harvard graduates, well, they do seem a little dull.
Can you provide a definition for the word woman?
Can I provide a definition? No.
Yeah.
I can't.
You can't?
Not in this context.
So
I'm not a biologist.
That was US Supreme Court Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, who, like Dr. Cody, emerged from Harvard stupider than when she went in. In so many universities these days, it seems people go in with brains and come out with beliefs. Dr. Cody isn't a scientist, so she can't say for sure what a woman is. Just for the record, I'm not a park ranger, but I can tell a bear from a backpacker. You've got to wonder how our Sex Discrimination Commissioner is able to advocate against the discrimination of women if she doesn't know what a woman is. But it got worse. In fact, things got a lot worse. One Nation Senator Malcolm Roberts next asked Dr. Cody if she could agree that a man cannot become a woman, not even by the stroke of a government bureaucrat's pen, you know, like in New South Wales and in Queensland and in Victoria.
Would you agree that a piece of legislation can't change a person's sex? If born a man, they are a man. If they're born with XY chromosomes, they're a man and they stay a man?
No, I would not agree.
You don't agree?
No.
So there you go. According to the Sex Discrimination Commissioner, a piece of legislation can change a person's sex. Maybe the problem isn't so much that Harvard makes you stupider. Maybe the problem is that Harvard makes you believe you can recreate reality to suit your ideology. But here I am getting all philosophical when she's the one with the Masters in Philosophy. Let me ask you a very practical question. If a man was demanding the right to use the women's bathroom, Would you agree he had a right to do so? Now, if you came up with the answer no in less than 5 minutes, I'd say you're eminently more qualified to be Australia's Sex Discrimination Commissioner than Dr. Anna Cody.
If a woman took a case to court today, Dr. Cody, trying to stop a person with a penis who identified as a female going into a women's bathroom, which side would you be arguing for if you were there as a friend of the court?
Could you repeat that,
Sure.
Senator?
If a woman took a case to court today, trying to stop a person with a penis who identified as a female going into a woman's bathroom, which side would you be arguing for if you were the friend of the court?
I would need to know more facts, Senator. I can't make a judgment on that in particular.
Someone with a penis wants to use the women's bathroom, but the Sex Discrimination Commissioner needs more facts before she can determine whether or not that's appropriate. It reminds me of an incident a few years ago when a woman was outraged by a man using the female bathroom at a Los Angeles Wee Spa.
I just want to be clear with you. It's okay for a man to go into the women's section, show his penis around the other women, young little girls underage. Your spa, Wee Spa, condone that. Is that what you're saying? I see a it lets me know he's a man. He is a man. He is a man. He is not no female.
The staff member behind the service desk was not our Sex Discrimination Commissioner, but it could have been. Now, please don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that Australia's Sex Discrimination Commissioner is clueless. I'm not saying that at all. She's saying that.
The position on biological males in female spaces, could you please explain, the Human Rights Commission, your position on that?
What do you mean by biological males?
Now, just as Dr. Anna Cody is not a scientist, I'm not a mind reader, but I know what you're thinking. You're sitting at home thinking, what a joke our country has become, that this is the person appointed to protect the rights of females in Australia. And you're right, of course, it is a joke, but it's a bigger joke than you ever imagined.
How much are you being paid by the taxpayers to go in and bat for biological born and developed men to be allowed into women's spaces?
So my salary is similar to that you mentioned for Commissioner Sivaraman?
About $400,000 per year plus 15.4% super.
Correct.
Wow, we have a Sex Discrimination Commissioner who can't say what a woman is, but who can sure say what you're paying her, $400,000 a year. The Sex Discrimination Commissioner has become the Sex Eradication Commissioner, proof that the only thing government can truly transition is your money into madness.